What's going on, everyone? Today we have an NFL mock draft. We're going to do the first 10 picks, maybe first 15 if we're feeling a bit frisky with it. But we've done a lot of these in the past, but now that the draft order is solidified, we're going to do our official mock draft. We might change it up a couple times, but you know what? This is what we're feeling right now post NFL Combine. And yes, I do have a bootleg mic going, a mic stand that's bootleg with using it on a phone camera. But this is our current setup, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Hopefully the audio doesn't sound too jacked up, but the mic's good, so it shouldn't. Anyway, that's a lot of talking. Also, we're not going to do trades in this scenario, even though I'm going to give you my opinions that I think a lot of teams should trade, but we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to start off by saying Caleb Williams is the first overall pick. Look, personally, I've debated this a lot in previous mock drafts and whatnot, and I do believe they could trade down, right? However, the more I look at it, good quarterbacks win this league, right? You're kind of done with the days where mediocre quarterbacks going to carry you to a victory. I mean, Brock Purdy did it with like the Avengers around him, but that's like to construct a team like the 49ers and then get a mediocre quarterback just ain't happening anymore. You need a Patrick Mahomes-esque quarterback who's going to elevate the team. And look, do I think Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes? No, no shot in hell. But I think he's good enough that you can warrant going number one overall and confidently saying he has top five NFL upside, right? I think the same thing about Justin Herbert. I don't think he's top five right now, but I think he has that upside, and maybe Harbaugh brings that out of him. So that's my long answer for saying Caleb number one. Number two is Washington. I think they're the prime team to trade up for Caleb, and give up like 2 first-round picks. But in this case, I don't think they do, and I think the PFS got this stuff all weird. They're gonna go Jayden Daniels. We're using PFF, by the way, so that's what we're using for this mock draft. Um, I think Jayden Daniels has played his way into the number two pick just because of his dynamic ability. And not to say Drake May isn't dynamic, but I think Jayden Daniels is, more of a runner. And Jayden Daniels, had that breakout year at LSU, and he just kind of has a little more accuracy overall. We've seen a lot of inconsistency from Drake May, and that's going to hurt his draft stock. Now the Patriots. And again, let me point this out. This is what I think the teams should do, right? No trades. Like, if trades aren't a thing, this is what I think the teams should do. I think the Patriots should very easily trade back. I think they could. However, assuming no trade backs, I think they're going to go Drake May. I've wrestled with this. I think they could go Kirk Cousins or even like a bridge quarterback, or even just a young guy like Justin Fields, and then draft a quarterback in the late second round or early second round, like Penix or Bo Nix. However, the thing that I keep coming back to is they have a new regime in town, not Bill Belichick. New regime usually means new quarterback. That's what I have them going with. All right, long answer. Next, Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Cardinals. They already have their quarterback. They need a receiver, solidify number one. I think Marvin Harrison Jr., regardless of where he goes, will be the first non-quarterback taken. So I have him going at 4. The Chargers are the most interesting one. If you asked me what's his name? Harbaugh. If you asked me pre-Harbaugh, I think they would have gone receiver. Just personally. Keenan Allen's getting old, Mike Williams is injury prone, and Quentin Johnson can't catch a damn football. However, now that they have Harbaugh, he loves to build in the trenches. I think they go best offensive lineman available. Mel Kiper has him going J.C. Latham, but Joe Alt just ran a pretty tough pretty top speed 40-yard dash considering how big he is. I think it was like under 5'1". It was around 5 something. So he's a former tight end, like coming into college. So I'm going to go with Joe Alt as the number one lineman, and that's who the Chargers are going to take, build in the trenches, protect Herbert. Number 6 is the Giants. So I think they're the next prime team to trade up into that top 3 for a quarterback, right? Whether it's Drake May or Jayden Daniels. However, in this scenario, they're going to keep Daniel Jones and probably, if I was a betting man, get a quarterback in the second round to groom under Daniel Jones. So I think they're going to go best receiver available, which is Malik Nabers. I don't care what anybody says about Rome Odunze. He's good. He's not wide receiver 2 in this draft. Next is the Titans. Now, this is where things get interesting. Will Levis, young quarterback. D-Hop's a free agent. Treylon Burks can't play football either. He was a former first-round pick. I think because the first 2 guys already are off the board, they have to go Rome Odunze. And look, you can convince me that maybe they can get an Xavier Worthy early second round, but he might have played his way into the first round. Or they could get like a Keon Coleman early second round, right? They very well could. But the upside with Odunze being, he is, like, look, to be honest, Malik and Odunze could be wide receiver 1 in this draft. Like, Marvin Harrison's just, I think he's very good, but Adunze and Neighbors are like right here. Like, they're no scrubs. So my point is, in the long run, I think they're going to be studs. Go get a good receiver, help out Will Levis. Falcons. Everyone's gone for the Falcons. I wouldn't be surprised if they went defense here, just because their offense is pretty good, and I think they are going to go defense. My personal opinion, I don't like how they have all this, like I said, all this jacked up. Sorry. Like all these rankings and stuff. Is he a DN? You know who I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner had a freakazoid showing at the Combine, which propelled him into the top 10 in my opinion. He was somewhere between 12 to 20 pre-Combine. I think he's top 10 after the Combine. Falcons have a good overall team. They're just missing the quarterback. I think they're going to solidify the defense even more, which is already good, and just keep it rolling. Next is the Bears. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I think the Bears are kind of screwed here. I think, in their opinion, they're going to get either Adunze or Malik Neighbors to pair with Caleb Williams. However, in this scenario, look, none of these guys, they're all good. They're not worthy of a top 10 pick. I think because of that, and this is where it gets a little interesting, I think they're going to go Brock Bowers because, hear me out, if he's the best available position player, like on offense available outside of O-line, I think you have to go with him. You could convince me that they could go with an offensive lineman here, but in my personal opinion, if you have Caleb Williams, you have DJ Moore. Look, Cole Kmet's good, but Brock Bowers is a tight end receiver hybrid. Go get him to pair with Caleb. This is going to be fun to watch. And lastly, you have the Jets. And we all know what they're doing. They don't want Aaron Rodgers to tear his ACL anymore. So they're going to get, I don't like how they have these all laid out. They're going to go get the next best available lineman, J.C. Latham. Look, leading up to the draft, this could be Amarius Mims or it could be Olu from Penn State. Who knows? But I think this is where it's going to go. You know what? Let's keep it going because I think this is fun. So the Vikings at pick 11. I think the Vikings are going to go defensive back. So, look, the cornerback from Toledo is cornerback 1 in this draft, I believe. Terrion Arnold has a case for it. However, the dude had a showing at the Combine, and he's about 6'1", 6'2", I think. Pretty decent size and runs quick. So I think he's moved himself up into that top 10-ish conversation because a lockdown corner is what everybody needs. The Broncos, I think this is assuming Kirk Cousins resigns with the Vikings, by the way. The Broncos are going to go quarterback. I think they're going to go J.J. McCarthy. Do I think J.J. McCarthy is a top 15 pick? Hell no. But I think the Broncos have convinced themselves they need a QB. And this is where it gets interesting because the Raiders were that next team to get a quarterback, and everyone's gone. So I don't think that they're going to take any of these guys in pick 13. And I think as a result, I think they're probably going to go offensive line just because, their defense is pretty good. And, their defense is pretty good. That's just my opinion. I think Olu, Amarius Mims are going to be that next tier of lineman. You can convince me either way, but that's who I think they're going to go with. So we're going to go ahead and do one more pick with the Saints, and I think the Saints are going to go defense. This is where I think Terrion Arnold gets drafted as the next best cornerback. And that's it for now, guys. That's our top 14 picks in the NFL mock draft. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it's crazy. I think it's pretty solid for now, but it's always going to change leading up to the draft. So until next time, peace.